Welcome everyone. We are back again today for a daily teaching, and today is called a three-part being: body, mind, and soul. A spiritual being having a human experience. Spiritual being is your soul, the human experience is your mind and body. So a three-part being, the soul is the truth. So anything that's not your truth is the ego. So if we just split it into two again, because the mind and body have to come as a package, anything that's not your truth, the soul, it is automatically ego. So the power of three is we're going to start splitting things up and look at the relationship between body, mind, and soul, and breaking it down into individual parts first, so we can start seeing how things work, and then we can put it together. When we look at the individual roles, then when we go through life, it's a lot easier to navigate. It's a lot easier to make choices on the spot. And it also gives you confirmations, because when we go just in the duality of life, the mind or body, it's a choice. It's one or the other. And you can see life is so overcomplicated. The system that we've been born into, the matrix, it does make things a challenge. And there's such a reliance on the outside world, on the experts, on the opinions of others, on the influence of the masses, that even when things feel right, it challenges everyone else. And sometimes that simple choice we shy away from, and we end up making a choice because of influence. So by giving a third component, like I mentioned on one of the teachings, you've got the awake and we got asleep. It's one or the other. If you add the meditation in as well, it just adds a nice spread. And then we know that we are in our truth. We are in balance. So let me just show you first of all of how I use these three and I put things into categories. And I'm always looking for that third thing now. And if I share the way that I do meditations, I always talk about your body, mind, and soul. And you want things in alignment. You want things in perfect balance, perfect body balance. So if we use soul, mind, body, and we look at the human experience, the body is your heart. Look at the three H's. H is 8, 888. So it's your heart, body, head, mind, and your higher self, your soul, your best self. So think about the breath now. When I say just one breath, in my head, I've already got an image of the breath connecting body, mind, soul. And just by adding the additional image on top of the meaning, straight away, I get it. I know. It doesn't need any more explanation. It just works for me. So I now look at everything in the power of threes. And I'm going to just share some insights and the way that I do categorize these. And I'm also going to then challenge you to start going through your day and see if you can find the threes, because everything comes in threes. The power of three. If we look at the relationship, there's you, there's me. And if I'm talking about myself all the time, I do this and me, or I'm saying about you, you should do this, you're not doing that, you are wrong, that's ego. Me and you is ego. If we add the third part into it, a conversation, it's us. So when I'm watching people speak and you hear people talk about themselves all the time, I, or the teachers, they're very easy to say, you need to do this, you should do this, you. I instantly know they're not in their truth. If you listen out for the words we, our, and us, that's the soul. And think about the collective consciousness. It's us. The Great Awakening, the Worldwide Awakening. It goes well beyond the individual. So we got your heart, head, higher self. We got me, you, and us. So let's look at the body, mind, and soul. The soul is the truth. If we look at the sun up in the sky, it's the energy, it's the higher self. The sun in Latin is called soul. So we're going to use this as the relationship and just know that this is how it works for us. So the soul is the sun. The mind is the moon. And then the body is the earth. If we look at the word earth, those letters make heart. Heart, head, higher self. Earth, moon, sun. Your soul, consistency to show up every day. What we talked about on day one, that is like the sun. The moon, if we look at the moon cycle, the moon has different phases. It's almost like it's got a mask on. The mind masks over the truth. We play all our characters, the ego characters. So different phases of the moon is trying to find itself, the mind. All these identities we go through life, and we all can go back to our past. We had our different phases of the moon. And after it's done a whole moon cycle and it realizes, oh, that's the truth, a full moon. And then we need the mind to get out of the way. New moon. So mind needs rest. Mind resting is body healing. So if we can start looking at the relationships like that, we can then start using nature. And it's the truth. So we can also use things like, you are the child of God. You have Mother Earth and Father Sky. Mother Nature, Father Sky. So we can use the components, the masculine and the feminine. And you are the Son of God, the child. So the relationships, the words, even if we look at the letters, the English language is being created to help us understand. So we look at the mind as the middleman. The mind has a choice. The mind makes the decisions. God gave us free will. Whatever you ask for will come true. The body is God. Whatever you ask for, the body will respond. If you look at the body as that loyal dog, and think about what your body does. It's got your back every second of every day without you even thinking about it. It just knows what to do. It knows the truth. Your heart beats all your life. You pull in the breath and you can breathe and you can fuel and energize your whole body without even thinking about it. You cut your body, it's a miracle. Just gets to work instantly. You eat sugar from foods, your body finds a way to balance out the sugar levels. So all these components of the body, it knows the truth. However, because the body is so loyal, and because the body and the mind come as a package, the body has to respond to the mind. So when we're in an awakened state and the ego runs away and we're stressed and we say all these negative words and we hold on to things that have taken place years ago, and then we moan and whinge about other people, the body has no idea what you're talking about because the body just responds to everything that you put out there. So every thought, every word, the body is responding. What you ask for comes true. So think about the relationship in the body when we talked about fear. And now the body then has to go into a fight or flight. Whatever you determine as fear, whatever you look at, if you're looking at a YouTube video and getting angry, your body's like fight or flight, fight or flight. It loves you so much. So I would say your body's got your back. So we have to start working with the body. It is a partnership. So if we look at the relationship, the mind sets the body. So don't just work on your mindset, because when we just focus on the mind alone, that is ego. The body has to play ball too. So the mind sets, the next word always follows is the body. So body will do anything you tell it. So this is where I pay more attention to your words. I pay attention and catch people when they are negative because of what the body has to do. And sometimes the mind runs away, thinks it knows what it's doing, and it takes control. And because it's making all these instructions without being aware anymore, unconscious, the body has to overwork to the point where in the end, the body has to let you know, like, I need your help now. I need you to focus. All these instructions, you're stressing yourself out. You're contradicting yourself. I can't keep up and trying to heal you at the same time. Then you have pain. Then you have physical symptoms. Then you get lumps. Then you get tumors. And all of this is your body saying, look, I'm doing my work, all I can. I need you now to give me a bit of a break. This is why sleep is so important. Sleep is the body, so the mind gets out of the way. So if we look at then the relationship day and night, look at the relationship between the sun every day and every night. What does it do? The sun rises, the sun sets. So the mind is the middleman. The mind is the gatekeeper. The mind is the guardian. Your body is the castle. So when you awaken each day, the sun, the soul rises. Yet it's the mind that needs to welcome the soul, to acknowledge the soul, to let Christ, the soul, the Son of God, into your life every day, to accept. So we welcome the soul in, and that could be just a bit of acknowledgement, a bit of recognition. And then with that recognition, as the sun rises, your soul rises. You rise up the body becomes light. It's a light feeling. And then like a light bulb, it spirals up that energy, it lights up the mind. Enlightenment. Ment is the mind. In light, in mind. It's quite simple really. You have to light up your body first. You have to let the sun rise all the way up. And we'll come on to energy centers as well, because there's so much magic within the words. And then you light up the mind. The mind hasn't got any distracting thoughts. And when there is a lot of chaos of the mind, and we've got too many thoughts going on, if we look at the word brainstorm, it is like a storm. So we have to clear the mind, quiet the mind. The storm quiets down, and it allows us then to connect with the sun, clear skies. Can you see how there's so much in all these words, all the meanings, yet it's the same thing all the time? We can find that relationship. So when you welcome into the body, we have where your attention goes, your energy flows. That energy is your soul. So where your attention goes, you'll feel the energy inside your body. Where your attention goes, intention follows. So wherever the energy is, now your mind's on there, you can set intentions into it. What you ask for comes true. Look at the word intention. You set an intention, which then leaves a tension within the energy inside your body. It's like you're hooking the energy and then planting seeds, and you just let them grow. And the more you start focusing on your body, you nourish it, you start manifesting. What you put out comes back, all from within. So the relationship is magic. So we can flip it round. Before we go to bed, remember the mind is out the way after. The body's been taking instructions all day, and it just loves when it gets to it, because it's like, okay, mastermind, you can now relax. I'll do the work. Please don't give me too much homework before you get out the way. So we now have a choice. Before we start the day and when we end the day, we set intentions. We set instructions. We become the captain of our ship. The body is the ship. The mind is the captain of the ship. And then you've got the soul, which is the owner. Ownership. If the mind listens to the soul, it's the apprenticeship. The mind and body come as a package. It's a partnership. And if you have a look at all those relations, it's a relationship. So we can start giving instructions, simple ones. What do we do in the morning and when we go to sleep? Brush our teeth. So whilst we're looking through the eyes of our soul at our body, we can give it instructions. And it almost, whatever else is taking place in your day, you know, at the most important time, rest, healing, mind out the way, the body will do exactly what you ask it to. So you can awaken every day feeling great, knowing that you set that. You was aware of that. So we will start breaking down, especially the way that we start the day and the way we finish the day. And we do a whole teaching on that. But just again, how I like to use all these words and this concept of the power of three and the relationship between it. Soul sets the mind, mind sets the body. If we then look at the body, the senses, those senses, our smell, the sounds that we hear, the sight that we see, the touch, the taste, those senses, the body becomes first, stimulates the mind. It's our reactions to those stimulations, and then the mind remembers, the mind reacts, the mind puts things into an automation. So if you remember the smell of your first perfume, your first aftershave, you smell someone walk past, and what does it do? It triggers a memory. You go back to your parents and they cook you food, and the smell of that cooking, it's like mum's cooking. And that smell takes you back to a moment. It's instant. So the body's so important, and we are very reactive as the mind. So feelings of the body, we feel a feeling and straight away we attach it to a past memory. And then we say, oh, I'm holding on because of what's happened in my past. Feelings, thoughts, and then the experience is the soul. So our feelings are the truth, thoughts are the mind, feelings are the body. We have to separate them and have a little gap. We have a break. So we feel first. The thoughts will always come first. We pause, we don't react to that initial one. And it's the thought of something that then triggers or ignites a feeling. So if we then sit with a feeling, we allow it to stimulate the mind. The mind has a choice then, what thought am I going to go with? The mind we can look at as a concept of time. Anyone talking about time, it's always the mind. You're stuck in the past or worrying about the future. Both of those, your mind and your thoughts are outside of you, yet your present moment is here in the body. So your soul and your body is present, soul inside the body. So the beauty of the mind is the middleman, it's the composer. It can go back in time. So if you look at the words with RE, to member and remember, to write and rewrite, to reword, to rephrase. Remember, we're now looking at the way that we share our story for something that's already happened. We can choose to use negative words. We can choose to use very emotional words because that was what happened at that time. Or we can change that problem and reword it, rephrase it as a challenge. And every time we tell that story, we find a more empowering word to the point where it was at that time. That's when I learned my lessons. That was the hardest times in my life. That was the most challenging. And I still overcome that. So the mind goes reverse, rewind, remember, rephrase, rewrite. So the mind can go forward and backwards. But if we do that without the reactive part, we're just active in the moment. We then can start setting our truth, our story going forward. Remember, negative is the past, which brings it to this moment still, because that negative thought is the feeling now. Yet if we talk about being positive, it's the future. So from now, it keeps it going forward. So we'll break down just a few more. So I'm hoping you get the concept of this. And then I start thinking about what is my role of the mind? If I look at all the doing words, anything with ing is in, that's body. So if I'm act in, it's the body. The mind is an actor, it's a label, we take it on there. I'm a healer. In my body, it's healing. The actual word is heal. When I'm, the action is to run. I'm run in. I'm a runner. So we look at the words ER, OR. I just treat that as the mind. ING, what is the doing part? Oh, it's inside me. Knowing. Know. Knower. Knower art. So health, with our spiritual health, with our mental health, and we have our physical health. Mental health is really negative and anxiety and depression. But look at that word ment. Ment is the mind. Ment all mind. So we have to let go of the mind. That's why we call it mental health. All mind. Mind out the way. So what else do we have? The mind is the maker. The mind provides meaning. It's always trying to search, what does this mean? How can I put it into words? How can I make senses of it to share my experience for the soul? If you think about the message is from God. The mind, the label, is a messenger. And then your message in, the message from within. If we look at food, the food is the physical. The mind gives it a label. Oh, the chocolate's so bad for me. That sugar's so fattening for me. Well, if you tell that food, that's the intention you put into that. And then it's the energy that we measure food in, which is the soul. So we'll come on to food when we come onto the body as well. But there's a myth when we talk about sugar. It's because we've given it all these labels. We've been told it's very bad. Sugar makes us fat. If you've given that label, if you're doing things unconsciously, because it is as refined as it can get, the closest to energy. So if we then give it an intention, I label all my food as fuel. And I talk to my body exactly what I want it to do with it. And a great example of that, just to prove that sugar is not fattening, look at all endurance athletes. What do they have for their fuel? Energy drinks, jelly babies, sweets, sugary drinks. Why? Because that sugar is fuel. It's the quickest to get into the body. So we can rephrase everything we put inside. It's energy. We set the intentions every day for everything we do that's energy, because in life, everything is. You can speak to your plants with love and the plants will respond. The physical will show you the results. Yeah, if we're really negative to it, or if we neglect our plants, you'll see it doesn't grow well either. So all of these things have a relationship, and this is the beauty of life. Everything in the outside world, everything in the physical world will still have a teaching for us that we can turn inwards to know it's the same relationship for us. So we've got the master, mastermind, we're mastering. When we keep working on those three, it's then mastery, which is the whole point of this course. If you look at the soul, it's all about experience. We can have as much knowledge as we want, but without the experience, it's not your own truth. It's the words from other people. Other people is the mind. It's the opinions, stories, beliefs of others, because it's their experience. And a lot of time we're very quick to share that, and we go and run with it as our truth. And then when it gets to a point of trying to defend it, because we haven't had the experience, you get caught out. The soul is the experience. The mind creates, and the body remembers. Like the smell, it remembers. The mind creates an image, and the soul's like, oh, a re-experience. I remember that. Memories are the currency of the soul. Your soul is energy. It's the light. Your light guides you. Your soul guides you. Your mind instructs, and your body obeys. Attention, intention, tension. Child of God, Father Sky, Mother Nature. The captain of the ship and owner. Spiritual, mental, physical health. Heal, healer, healing. Act, or acting. Doing for the body, the label for the mind, and action for the soul. So I'm hoping this starts giving you some concepts that you can work with. And if we just bring it back to showing up each day as the soul, the mind will get in the way. That is the personality, that is the choices, that is the creativity. But if we do it from awareness, then the mind is working in alignment. Align the mind with the body and soul. Perfect body balance. So these are the parts that we have to really focus on now. If we look at the relationship body, mind and soul, and we hear about the word 5D, we're going to 5D, from 3D to 5D. So I'm thinking, right, 3D, why the jump from 4D, 5D? So I go straight to body, mind and soul, and it's like, oh, it makes sense. The body is 3D. We're a three-dimensional being. Our body moves in 3 dimensions, forward and back, side to side, and we rotate. The mind is in 4D. If you go out in nature, you can actually start seeing there's depth to things, and there's I can show you an image of pyramids. You have a flat one, then you've got the images that go around the side, and then you've just got a whole 5-dimensional shape. The soul is always every direction. So 5D is the soul, the mind is 4D, and the body's in 3D. Such a more simple way to explain it. So we have to work with all three, and then it just leaves you that choice. So you can say good or bad, and if you pick one or the other, at some point later on down the line, you'll look back and go, actually, at the time I thought it was a bad choice, but it was the right choice. So if you ask your soul, what is the truthful choice? Good, bad, and the truth. In the world at the moment, we're seeing Palestine or Israel, one or the other. Yet the real truth is peace. We don't need conflict. We don't need wars. So when people give you a choice, make sure in your mind, you don't have to select one. You pick the truth. And it could be neither of the choices that they give you. Or there could be a more empowering one that you go with your truth. So start using this as a concept. Soul sets the mind. The soul's the truth. The mind sets the body. So if the mind listens to the soul as the apprentice, the body will be perfect. It'll be working through optimal. It will be healing all the time. And when there's no things to stress about because the mind is just focused on creating, you're in flow. Again, you're creating for your soul to have an experience, the human experience. Your soul is forgotten about half the time because the mind is just running away with the show, doing things all on its own. It's selfish. So when we focus on us, the three, the relationship, the soul gets the human experience. And when we start going through that relationship, we can then work on mastery, go back and down and work on to find our knowing, to have our own experience, to tell our own story so that we can remember. So that's the three-part being, body, mind, and soul. And I'm hoping that's helped just to show you the relationship between them. And I'm going to ask you now is, because we're showing up every day, and when we finish the day, we go to sleep. So welcome the soul in the morning and set instructions for the body in the evening. And you'll start seeing that life will be in a lot more harmony, and the feelings will be ones that you've created by the choices that you've made. So thank you so much, everyone. And it'd be great to hear what comes up for you for this.